I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Out of my eyes! I never misspelled anything! Not one time! One time!
Welcome back to my Hilariocity series of terrible video game adaptations. I've already covered DOA, Dead or Alive, leading up to Assassin's Creed in December, and now we're going to talk about House of the Dead, directed by Uwe Boll, director known for a lot of video game adaptations. Don't know the guy personally, so I'm not going to say anything about him personally, but his movies are not the greatest, and we're going to talk about House of the Dead. So House of the Dead was based off of the Light Gun arcade game. I played it quite a bit as a kid at movie theater chains. It was made by Sega. It was a lot of fun. It was just fine for what it was. And for whatever reason, somebody sitting at a table somewhere, probably wearing a suit that was a little too tight for him, and he was probably choking a little bit, causing the blood circulation to not quite go to his brain, said, hey, House of the Dead should be a movie. And we should get that guy to direct it. And somebody made a phone call, and it actually happened. And this film was released in theaters, despite the fact that it looks worse than a made-for-TV movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. Seriously, I mean, this movie looks so terrible. It is basically like he took the camera and pointed it at somebody, and then said, okay, cut, and then pointed at somebody else. Okay, cut, and then pointed over there. Okay, cut, and then pointed over there. Like, that's the movie. That's it. There isn't a single thing of artistic value in this film. Let's start talking about it. The opening credits of this movie represent the worst that electronic music has to offer, as well as visual effects that look like they were from the 80s. Kind of like when computer effects were first invented and they were trying things, like experimenting. And similar to the game, it opens with a very cheesy narration that tells us everything we need to know about the characters, where it like fades into somebody, you get some random narrator talking about them, and then there's no other attempt to give these people a form of characterization or something that we can care about or latch onto. It's just, hey, this is this guy and he does this. And here's that girl and she's kind of a sex object. And here's that girl and she's also kind of a sex object. Oh, and there's that girl and guess what? She's a sex object too. We'll talk more about the fact that virtually every female character in this movie, except for maybe one, is just there to have boobs. The direction in this movie, as I said, resembles a really bad McDonald's commercial, where it's just people standing around and they're talking about shit and someone's filming them. So here's the plot of the movie, okay? This is one of the best parts. Every character here is going to this island, a very deserted island that no one wants to go to. They can't find a single person to boat them there. No one wants to take them there because of this legend that there's something spiritistic or there's like a death surrounding this island. Yet a big rave has been planned there, and somehow people are already there with a giant Sega banner, no less, over their party, because that's what everyone puts up at their raves, Sega banners. The next time I have a party, I'm just gonna hang a big Nintendo sign, and everyone can just dance underneath the Nintendo sign and celebrate the wonder of Nintendo. But let me get back to this extreme logical flaw. So, no one wants to take anyone to this island. Boaters refuse to take anybody there. Our characters have to give this boating captain $1,000 to take them to this island. $1,000, and he finally says yes. How did all of these people for this rave get to the island with all of that equipment if no one wants to take anybody there? Whoops! You're going to a rave with all these drunk people and you have over $1,000 in cash in your wallet. These characters are dumb. And that's not the first dumb thing they do. Trust me, it continues from there. This movie is filled with the most abysmal, flat, lifeless humor that I've seen in some time. And this is a movie about zombies on an island and everybody shoots them in the head. This should be a really fun movie. There is none of that to be had in this film. None of it. So next we go over to the island, and there's a couple there that we have never been introduced to, and they're just like, hey, here's some characters in this movie. It's a girl swimming and a guy who kind of just wants to flop and lay on the beach while she swims, right after she takes off her clothes, of course. And we get a lot of shots underneath the water at her legs, and some music that resembles a film that I really love. Could you possibly have been more blatant in your ripoff of the opening scene of Jaws? I mean, is it even possible to be even more obvious? It's like he even told the composer to sort of mimic John Williams' music. So the girl from the Jaws ripoff scene is now searching for her boyfriend because he disappeared, and she finds him, and we get our first look at the zombies. Just about everything in that scene reminded me of Troll 2. It's almost like a tribute to Troll 2. Oh my god! And right around here, something else happens. Something that blew my mind, something that just shook my world, something that just drained all of the blood from my veins. I just became a lifeless sack of goo sitting watching this movie. I swear to you, my body deflated. I became a little pus sack. That's all I was. Throughout this entire film, they've chosen to put insert shots of the actual game during scene transitions. You couldn't possibly make a dumber choice. You couldn't. I genuinely believe there's nothing dumber you could have done. Insert shots from the game. Now, I mentioned there's a police boat following them. Every time we cut back to this police boat, all we get is ADR from this woman. I guarantee that actress was nowhere near that boat. It just pans over the boat, we get some narration of her saying what's happening, and then eventually later her character actually shows up. We're supposed to somehow be invested in this character, despite the fact that we've never seen her. We just have heard her voice a lot. The characters in this movie are the most dull, boring, idiotic, just fucking dumb people you could possibly ever imagine. They're not even people, okay? They're just cardboard. They're like little pieces of paper just kind of floating around the frames, and they just so happen to be humans. This is one of the only times I've watched a movie this bad where I actually start to feel empathy for the actors. I genuinely feel sorry for them in this movie. Every time a character says something remotely smart, some dumb person just changes the topic instantly.
I think something bad's happened here.
Ooh, like what?
We're on the island where the rave of the year is supposed to be happening, but it's completely deserted.
Yeah, it worries me. It worries me they don't have any mixers. Simon cannot survive on butt alone.
Because we wouldn't want the characters to do anything smart that would possibly make us appreciate them or relate to them in some way. That would be bad.
I think it might rain. Why don't we, go somewhere where we won't get wet?
Too late.
My God, I hate this movie. Real talk here. Every shot in this movie appears unplanned. It really does. It honestly feels like there isn't a single thing storyboarded. There's no plan. It's just, hey, go over there. Oh, okay, it's good. Okay. Yep, cut. All right. Yeah, go over there. I'm going to shoot you right there. Okay, very good. Yep, cut. All right. Yeah, that was a good one. I'm going to check the gate. We're done. Another thing about this movie that is just such a missed opportunity is that these characters are on an island filled with zombies. That sounds really fun. That could be a really fun movie. Like, if Edgar Wright directed this movie, it'd be incredible. But Uwe Boll seems to have no idea how to build suspense. This film progresses, and things are just shown. Some really fucked up guy just steps on screen. He's got his skin is all sewn together and stuff. He's eventually revealed as like the big bad guy, but he just literally just steps on the screen. He's just kind of like this. Like, I haven't seen a villain reveal that bad since Jaws the Revenge, when the shark just appears on the screen in full close-up for the very first time you ever see him. So next they run into people who have encountered the zombies, and they play a video they recorded on a camera that shows the zombies just eating people at the rave. Rather than let the video provide terror or suspense, they just talk over it and explain everything. Imagine the disturbing footage scene in Signs where Meryl sees the alien on the news videotape. Imagine if he just sat there going, oh, this is where the alien comes by. Oh man, these people had no idea what they were going to deal with. Oh, these poor kids at that birthday party, they really weren't expecting that, were they? It's like that. It just all suspense that could possibly be in this scene is just drained from it. It's potentially a good idea, finding a video camera with footage showing the zombies' first attack. It literally just shows women flashing the camera with their tits, and he's like, oh, whoops, let me fast forward through that. I'm like, So the one character in this movie I was almost sort of kind of getting close to maybe relating to earlier, this girl who was questioning things and people were like, no, forget about it. Now after seeing the video of the zombie attack, she just thinks it's a joke. She thinks it's a practical joke. So their old friend who disappeared earlier now reappears as a zombie, and she gets blown away by the police boat captain, who up until now was just ADR without a face. In fact, you know what? She's still ADR.
Right now, I just want to get you all as far away from here as possible.
I just don't know what to say. But you know what the best part of this scene is? The reaction of the girl who just witnessed her best friend die.
She's like a wild animal. Did you see her face? Oh my god. It's horrible.
I just can't right now. So now a bunch of zombies climb up the captain's boat and he basically just stands in one position, pivots at a 360 and shoots them all a whole bunch of times with some really great music. I mean, it's definitely the best music choice they could have made. And don't tell me it's the music from the game, because I already know that's the style they're going for. As I said, I used to play this game. It's a game. This is a film. There should be some differences. Again, there's no suspense. It's just... How bored were you just watching me do that? Imagine watching an entire film. And that's all that happens. So as the characters are getting close to where the boat is, they're kind of starting to believe that some serious shit is going on. And they scream for this guy, who just so happens to be named Captain Kirk, by the way.
Kirk! 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 Oh god, that's not Kirk.
Yeah, no shit, guys. That's definitely not him. I just don't know what to say. And what is this zombie doing? Just grabbing people aggressively? This is like a Goosebumps episode where no one's allowed to die because it's for kids. Like, it's kind of famous, the Goosebumps episodes on the TV show. There's only a couple that have a legit body count. For the most part, you can't kill anybody. They can like grab people and like kind of like shake their shoulders and stuff. There can't be any blood or whatever. These are Goosebumps zombies. They just kind of grab people and go like... Sorry, I just turned into a horse, apparently. I used to play this game, okay? I get it. You shoot a lot of zombies over and over and over as they slowly walk towards you. That makes for zero suspense in a film. It was suspenseful in the game because you were like, oh shit, I just dropped $1 of quarters into this thing. I really don't want to die right now. I want to keep playing. And they keep coming and they keep coming. And that's what added the suspense of the game. This movie has nothing like that because I can just press fast forward if I really wanted to. I wish I had. Now they show a fucking flashback to explain the zombie outbreak on this island. And apparently this guy is the weird guy with the sewn skin. Did you really have to explain the zombie outbreak? It could have just been ambiguous. It just kind of seems like they make every wrong choice. Honestly, it's like the things that they should try harder on, they don't. The things that they don't have to worry so much about, like explaining where the zombies came from, they feel the need to explain it. Work harder on the other shit. Boll also uses the exact same angle of zombies running back and forth across some trees with what is supposed to be moonlight, but it's probably just a big ass spotlight. He cuts to this angle so many times. You can tell that he stood there with his camera, told multiple actors, or maybe even just one for all I know, to run back and forth over and over again so we could have multiple takes of zombies running. But it's the same angle. We're not idiots. We can see this shit. So next, I just want you to look at this scene and just realize that literally at least 45% of the movie is exactly like this. Feel like jumping from a tall structure yet? Too bad, we're not done yet. So when characters die in this movie, they do a 360 pivot and fade to red like in the game. I want the next James Bond movie. I want James Bond to die, and I want red blood to drip down the screen, and I want it to play this music. So next, the characters just happen across an ammo dump so we can get a big, gigantic shootout scene. Let's talk about this scene. It's unbelievably incompetent. This entire sequence is a herpes-inducing eyesore, a parasitic leech of a scene that has the effect of causing one to long for medical anesthesia, a never-ending barrage of Matrix ripoffs, amateur camera work, and unforgivably bland rap music. I'm to believe that every one of these idiots is a combat veteran who never needs to reload their weapon. That was therapeutic. So I thought that sequence was terrible. As this sequence is coming to a close, our guy, who I guess is sort of becoming the main character, actually has a flashback to the scene we just saw! What was that? Why is that in this movie? I mean, I thought it was dumb, but then that happened. So something I haven't talked about, this guy is apparently an underwear model. Yep, that's pretty much his character. When his cheek gets mangled, he refers to himself as Elephant Man. Am I honestly supposed to care about this self-centered human piece of shit?
Oh, look at me. Who's gonna be able to look me in the eyes with a face like this? I'm a freak. I belong in the fucking circus.
What a great message for anyone who watches this movie who deals with any type of self-consciousness. So there's so little to talk about. They find gunpowder, zombies try to break in, the idiots hide, they use the gunpowder to blow stuff up, and I guess this guy won't have to live as Elephant Man anymore. Yeah, he just had to die because of that horrible face injury to his cheek. Some more random people die, and then they meet one of the Three Musketeers in a tunnel. Okay. And just when I thought that was kind of funny, it's actually not one of the Three Musketeers. I wish it was. Oh man, that'd be so great. It's their other friend from earlier. But wait, it's not that guy. It's actually that guy. Hiding as a friend, dressed as one of the Three Musketeers. You can't make this shit up. And they once again speak the plot out loud by letting us know what this guy wants to do.
You created it all so you could be immortal. Why? To live forever.
Do I even have to say anything? Can I just leave it at that? Do you guys understand the absurdity of that dialogue? I'm just going to trust that my viewers get how dumb that is, because you guys are smart. You created it all so you could become immortal? Why? To live forever. I can't even say it. So another horrific sequence breaks out. This time it's a sword fight. I can only pray it's the last. So the guy runs up and fucking chops off the zombie's head. Why didn't he just do that earlier? Then a helicopter shows up and it's like Predator. The helicopter comes and saves the guy because he's the big hero, I guess. And his reaction to being saved is genuinely compassionate.
Who are you? We're here to rescue you. Oh, thanks.
This is our main character.
You got a last name? Curian.
Oh shit, that's a character from the game! Wow, I remember playing the arcade game at the movie theater, and that's Curian, and oh no! Who fucking cares? It's bad. You all knew that. It's one of the worst movies ever made. It has like a 2 out of 10 on IMDb or some shit. I don't know. It's bad. Oh, I think I'm still going to talk about some more video game movies leading up to Assassin's Creed. I wonder what the next one might be. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.